up, y'all? I am your girl Candy, and today I have with me my girl Eva Marcille, and together we're going to speak on it.
I had already heard.
I can turn a shade tree into a money tree.
Yay!
So, first of all, thank you for accepting my invitation.
Thank you for being COVID-free.
Yes. You're home. I really appreciate it. First of all, I love your house.
Thank you.
I've been here a few times now.
Hello, welcome to my home. Come on in. This is the great room. This is where we spend the bulk of our time. Now, we like balloons in this house, so we have some leftover balloons. This is the sunroom. But do you know this is the reunion backdrop? This is This is literally where I sat at to take the berating that I had at this past reunion for Housewives. It was right here.
The berating?
Yes, you didn't berate me. You was my girl.
You just want to say that plum and try to turn it into a peach, and nobody's going to help you today. You've not been
I was on the red
anywhere.
carpet. You were trying to get on when I met you, sweetheart.
But I was definitely called a few choice words.
Okay. I'm sure a lot of people watched it.
And if you didn't, go watch it because you got time. But it was crazy.
But yeah, I love the house. First of all,
Yeah.
I love that the decor and how it just feels like you're just at home when you come here.
Well, see, what happens when you can move a box to a box to a box to a box, then you can make a house. And you know, Nene said I was in box to box, so I just put all the boxes together. Then it gave us a little playhouse.
Well, it's definitely you. It's
so
like
me.
home. And then the one thing that I don't know if everybody realizes, Eva can cook her ass off, okay?
That means a lot coming from you because you don't play about your food.
Right, I do not play about my food. But I would have to say, like, I already knew she could burn a little bit because I've been watching her, and I saw when she brought, like, some of the items she brought to some of the past, like, oh, girl, it's the potluck, you know, you bring
this, bring that.
So I seen her bring a couple things. At first, I was like, did she really make that?
You did, you questioned my cake. You was like, you didn't make that cake. I was like, no, I made it.
So just yesterday, I saw it with my own eyes. I saw her cook the food, and she made the cake in front of me, taught me how to make it. So I have to say, y'all, she can burn, okay?
Well, thank you.
And apparently you can clean up because my house is not just clean right now. And so I'm really feeling like, oh, I need to get my life
Cynthia asked me that. She was like, does someone clean your house every day? I feel like, and I love the platform of Housewives. I think without it, I wouldn't have you as a friend. I think that's a beautiful thing. But the hard thing is it's 42 to 47 minutes, so you don't get a chance to see the full spectrum.
Yes.
And you don't get to see like what a real housewife does. Like you have to figure out how to get up, cook, clean, work, bring money in, pay bills on time, make sure your credit stay right, clean that table off, scrub the toilet. And so, you know, being friends, you get to see like, oh shit, you really do cook or you really do clean.
Yes, you really do. I was just saying earlier to you that, I mean, everybody knows that you decided to leave the RHOA cast this season that we're going into. But I was just saying, I feel like we've seen each other more in these last few months since you decided to give us the deuces than I did before.
I think the state of the world right now is why we've seen so much of each other, because we've had no choice but to kind of gravitate and latch on to what really matters. And, you know, last year, the year before, 10, 15 years ago, you're just doing your day. But now I think with the coronavirus pandemic itself, with people that we know, loved ones having lost their lives from it, people that we know that have died in this time, and it didn't allow us to mourn them properly because of corona. So I couldn't go to Andre Harrell's funeral, or I couldn't go to my girl Autumn's funeral, or you can't, you know what I'm saying, that kind of stuff. But it also reminds you that there are people around you that you love that are next door that you don't put proper consideration in. So for me, I'm like, I love Cynthia. Y'all know I love Cynthia, but I would like to show Cynthia more because Cynthia is not guaranteed to be here tomorrow. You're not guaranteed to be. I mean, I can see you on a shot on Sunday, but I'm not guaranteed to have, you know, AC running in the back with Marley. And so I think that's why in the last few months I've reached out more and tried to be more present with the time that we have, because tomorrow ain't guaranteed.
Okay, well, let me ask you this, and I guess guess I don't want to just make it about RHOA, but do you feel like during the time that we are on the cast together and we are taping together, do you feel like you have to be more guarded around other castmates like than now?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I feel, a few things. I think that shooting with you now will be completely different than initially shooting because we know each other better. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I will miss about RHOA was like our cast trips. Mm-hmm. Because as crazy as they were and as exhausted as we were, just always doing stuff, we bonded.
Yes.
And it was a bond that you didn't anticipate.
Right.
Like, you and I were able to bond when we were
on our first cast trip.
Exactly, in Barcelona, and so we got close. And then me and Kenya, I just thought that she was just gonna be my homegirl. You be nice, I'll be nice, and stay over there. But we flew together, sitting next to each other for Toronto. Mm-hmm. So we had to talk. We had no choice. Mm-hmm. And then we realized like we have so much in common. That's my girl now. Mm-hmm. So I feel like on the show, you know, it's hard because you don't know where people are coming from. And then you have other people, like for me, Portia, who I thought I could keep my guards down around and I thought was a friend, and then will take like anything and use it against you and become your arch nemesis. And it's like, hold on. But I thought we were friends and I called you.
Is that friend of Dish Nation family, Eva Marcille, is now a rotten peach in Portia's eyes.
No.
And yes, it's divided the cast.
Portia just had a baby, and I tiptoed around her whole little feelings. Come on now.
Oh my God, like this is horrible because me, I feel like I'm in the middle.
And like, I literally called you, but you went on Instagram. So it's just hard to really gauge the authenticity of people in the middle of filming until you get to know each other.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like when we're filming, I know for myself that I guess because especially in the past, and I've had so many different craziness happening with me and different people on the show, and in past seasons, it's just like now I just feel so guarded.
Right.
But, I mean, not that I don't want you to be on the show, don't get me wrong.
No, for sure.
I would love for you to be there. But I definitely feel way more relaxed and comfortable.
Exactly.
When it's like, oh, girl, come over to eat. And it's like, I don't feel like I have to watch everything I say.
Exactly.
I don't feel like I have to, it's like totally different because it's not, I don't feel like it's going to be used as a weapon against
me. Exactly. And for me, coming on Housewives, unlike certain people, not you because you've been famous since you came out the utero, but some people made their fame on Housewives, which has been great. They have done amazing for themselves, literally have created families, bought home, have equity, stocks, and all of that. But for me, I was someone that came on the show that already had a name and I had a reputation. Mm-hmm. So Housewives sometimes was frustrating for me because it's like, that's not true to who I am, and that's detrimental to my brand because I have a brand that exists, not a brand that I'm trying to create. Mm-hmm. And so that's kind of the frustrating part too, because I feel like I'm playing a game with people and some are playing chess and some are playing checkers. Mm-hmm. And then some people don't even know arithmetic. So they not playing nothing.
Okay, with you.
And it's the truth.
Okay, well, hold on. I want to ask you a couple questions from my text group. Shout out, y'all.
Hey text group. Y'all be nice.
And I saw a question from one of my text group people. Her name is, her or his, because I can't tell if it's a Kukia. I think it's her name. Kukia Farish.
Okay.
Is the name of the person.
Hey, Kukia.
Yes. So the question is, does she talk to or has she seen anyone from Top Model like Takara?
Oh, yes.
Would she? Oh, yeah. Okay, it's a two-part question. So that was
okay. So yes for Takara. Takara did. They never aired it, but she filmed an episode of Housewives.
She did?
Yes.
Why wouldn't they air that?
Well, they also didn't air my home decor line that you're sitting in right now.
So what does this line entail? Because I see this is very sharp.
It is.
And I like these little shingles.
Thank you, little friend.
It's gorgeous. It feels amazing.
So good. So the Eva Marcille home collection is a little taste on who I am.
Yes.
And it is very boho chic. It is for the minimalist and the girl that likes a little bit of fringe. Yes. Everything that I have, it must be of nice hand quality. So that means when you rub it, when you lay on it, it's not just beautiful and decorative, but it's actually functional.
She came to my showroom in New York and I was picking out and launching my new collection. And she came by and she has this new bra collection she's been working on for the bigger, bustier.
Yeah, she has
but they
full.
but they are the prettiest, most beautiful bras ever. So she was out there on business and I was out there, and so we hang out. And she comes down to Atlanta, but Takara is my girl. Yaya DaCosta, she is on Chicago Med.
She is gorgeous.
She's gorgeous is the understatement. That girl is stunning.
Well,
She
I mean, Takara, you're gorgeous too.
Takara is just
They both gorgeous. All of y'all are gorgeous.
But Yaya is the most amazing actress. Jay Manuel, who was one of my mentors and judges from Top Model, just wrote a new book and sent it to me. And I talked to Nigel Barker, Tyra.
So you keep up with a lot of them. Okay.
That was my start. You can never forget where you began.
I like the competition. I'm excited, but I'm ready for it to get like real down and dirty.
You know, I've been independent for a very long time. I don't have anyone I can run to and say this and that. If I get hurt, I run to myself. I can't run to mom. I can't run to dad. I live by myself.
Just remember how it felt when your daddy said horrible things to you. You don't want anybody else to feel like that. You wanna come give me a hug?
Everything. Top Model for me, I was a college student that loved fashion. So I would see you and I'd be like, oh, come here. And I would change your outfit up and zhuzh your hair up. Like, I knew how I wanted things to look aesthetically. I never had the confidence to think that, like, I would be the representation. I just thought I would be, like, the person to style you or dress you. So trying out for Top Model was a fluke. My friend went to try out. And I went with her to try out and ended up getting chosen, which was so weird. I had never worn makeup. I'd never worn heels. Like,
really?
No. I was such a tomboy that just loved fashion. So I went on the show and it literally changed my life. The nuggets that I got, I think, more than anything was, I remember asking Tyra the night that I won. Went back to the hotel and she had on some fatigues. I will never forget. She was sitting on the bed. She was like, how do you feel? I said, I don't know how I feel, but I want to know why. Like, all of those girls are beautiful and they, like, are way more polished than me. I'm a hood girl from South Central Los Angeles that, like, was ready to stalk everybody in the room. Why did you choose me?
Right.
And she told me, because you're relatable. And she was like, it's not because you're more beautiful or more poised or any of those things. It's because you're relatable. And to be successful as an entertainer, the consumers must relate to whatever you're selling. And so that was a nugget I took with me, which allowed me not to try to be the token black girl in the room or to simulate or to be any of those things, and to just be me, because who I was naturally, who I thought was raw and crazy, Tyra said this shit was relatable. I was like, she was like, everyone has a cousin or a friend or a you, like, and stay there with it. And so my success through my career definitely happened at Top Model. And it was because of the nuggets and the tools that they gave me that allowed me a career.
Do you still model?
Yeah. We're still modeling, but I don't do go-see. So when I used to model back in the day, my agent would send me like the night before a schedule. And it's like 7 go-sees I would have to go to. And I had to get up in the morning, take my heels, and I would have to go to all these appointments and there's jobs I was trying to book. I don't do that no more.
Why?
Because that's for young kids.
You said that's for young kids.
Those are for the young, aspiring models. I do like campaigns and things of that nature. Like, you can go on Target right now. I'm the face of Urban Skin RX. You know what I mean? So I still do my thing, but I'm not competing against 18-year-olds.
Gotcha.
And for runway, I always did Fashion Week, but I only did Fashion Week. Like, I didn't do runway year round. Marley, come on in, baby. Come on in. Take your shoes off. Mommy's finishing up an interview, okay? Put your stuff in the kitchen. In the kitchen. Thank you. I don't have any regrets about coming on RHOA. I gained a friendship with you, Cynthia, and Kenya that I think will last a lifetime and far surpass any TV show. I've been doing TV since I was 18, and every show comes to an end, but the friendships last. You know what I mean? So I don't regret it. I do think that who I am to my core and who Housewives showed me to be are not congruent. And because of that...
In what way?
I think Housewife painted me as not multifaceted at all, or someone that was trying to be something in a world versus a person that already existed in this world. Like, I've been doing my thing. And I don't take anything away from anyone else, but I felt like my just due wasn't respected, for one. As Birdman initially said, and then Nene did say, put some respect on my name, for starters. But I think it did a disservice for the Black community, for me as an activist, not necessarily a Winnie Mandela, but by the same token, someone that has worked diligently to help forward the Black agenda. To bring up ideas or notions that I have any kind of self-hatred amongst my community is, for me, it's the hardest thing to deal with. That's the hardest thing, because the notion is mind-boggling, it's disgusting, and it is so far from who I am.
So do you ever look at any of the things that you said that you feel was taken out of context? Do you ever feel like, okay, I see how they could have taken it that way or misunderstood what I was saying when you watch any of it back?
I think it started with the Black with a Q situation. I don't see how that was taken out of context. I stand strong. Marley, right. Please go upstairs for me for a second, sweetheart. Mommy will come get you, okay? And I guess the reason why I don't see it is because I genuinely had no ill intention. Like, I was just trying to be funny. Like, well, she's a superstar singer and you a wannabe singer. Like, it had nothing to do with skin color, complexion, nothing. Like, you want to be on, right? But she's in a group that we know about because we know her song. That was the shade, but the shade got taken so crazy. And I am a linguist. I was a speech major. I talk, so shade gonna come out. And half the time, it doesn't even mean to be. It's just because people are dumb and don't realize that, like, somebody can speak. So I don't even mean to be shady half the time. And then when it had to do with, like, color and people and the way we're represented, because we're so underrepresented in the community. We're so underrepresented on television. And so to see Black women that get down in different ways that are all Black women is what I think the world needs to see. But I feel like I was put in a box of like, no, you're a colorist or you're a this. And it's like, do you really think that that's what we need? That is like the furthest fucking thing, excuse my French, that we need right now, is to be putting us against each other. We have an entire system that we're fighting against. But now I have to convince someone against something that is not even true about myself. So that was a little frustrating, but I did appreciate opening the conversation about colorism. You know what I'm saying? Because then I learned it from you, like, you know, growing up as a chocolate girl in the South,
no, for sure.
It's a reality, and it's certain things that maybe would have never even been talked about had it not came up. That's why I say I don't regret it, though I don't feel like it's true, its authentic self. I do not regret anything. And I don't regret saying that.
And even called PJ Dennis with a bow. Why didn't you just have a conversation with her before becoming so shady?
She does. Right. My son looks like her father. The question is, why are you bothered?
Who said he looks like Dennis? Because that was Cynthia. Cynthia said, look just like Dennis, and I said, with a bow. The only thing I actually said was, with a bow. However, I have been hung up on a cross as if I am this horrible person that A, lied, or B, said something horrible about a child.
You don't come and tell me how to pop back and she trust pampered by Portia. Don't tell me how to bounce.
I think at the reunion, obviously, she was very vocal about that line. And you know, she can feel how she feels. But I feel like overall it was the simple fact that you was just going in on her. I mean, I guess because you felt like
that's fine. I was going in because she decided to speak on me.
I didn't come for you. You came for me. That's what you're bringing do? My name into a storyline for yourself.
For me, I just felt like the only reason why it ended up being an issue is because you said, I didn't say that. That's why it was an issue. If you would have just been like,
well yeah, I said I didn't say it, and I did say it, and I was wrong, and I said it, and I was not wrong that I said it. I was just wrong that I said I didn't say it.
Right, exactly. Because if you would have just said at that moment, people were like, well, yeah, I said that, but I said it because you pissed me off because you're speaking on me.
When you said I was going in on her, I guess, watching back, I guess I was going in on her. But when I was going, I was just being like, how does she have have time and energy to speak about me when she has all this going on? So much that I try to defend people from talking about what she got going on. Yet she decides to have a whole sidebar about me. Now, after the fact, I didn't consider myself going in on her, but if you watch it back, yeah, it was. Hey, it was facts, though. So.
I mean, you know, whatever. But the whole thing is, I feel like that was, honestly, I thought it was going to be something that y'all was going to get over.
I thought it was something we were going to get over. You know what was the saddest part to me, honestly, was that once it played and aired, obviously I work radio, so I'm up dumb early. I get all these Instagrams and tweets and stuff, and everybody's like, Portia Williams unfollowed you and said this about you. And I was like, hold on, who said what? I didn't even know it was real. Like, I had to go online and find it, and then when I found it, what did I do? I called the same person that I hung out with 2 weeks before with our husbands. You know what I'm saying? Because I thought that was my friend. And I hit her up like, hey, is this TV fluff? Or like, are you a real life big man? And that's exactly what I asked her, because you know how I talk. I'm like, are you big man? She was like, yes, bitch, and I'm calling you a bitch because you called me a bitch. And I was like, well, hold on. Everybody just calm down. Take a Xanax. What happened? So it went to a level so fast before I was even able to catch up, to the point where it was a decision to either go there with her or don't care. And the truth
now,
is,
this conversation you're talking about, was it a conversation that y'all were having off camera, or was this?
It was off camera.
Oh, okay, so
this was a off camera. I found out through social media because Portia watched the show last night and decided that I was these horrible things and names to be called, blocked me and said these horrible things about me on Instagram. And I was like, what? And I looked on Instagram and I saw it and I hit her up. I text messaged her and I called her. And she confirmed that she was extremely vexed and thought I was all these horrible things. And I said, okay. Right. And then her boyfriend decided to say, but we still cool though.
He said y'all still cool.
We still cool though, me and him, because he don't have a problem.
Y'all got a weird situation.
Because I think I can appreciate a mama bear cub.
Right.
Being mama bear. That I can appreciate. But I don't appreciate when the person on the other side is like, hi, come in peace. It wasn't like that. And you still like, rawr, for no reason. That I don't get.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It's just that one line, I felt like that was the one that really stuck with her. But
the fact that Nene said she needs to get a rabies shot, that didn't stick with nobody. I'm so confused at what's sticking.
I guess it's kind of like people kind
of selective. Yeah, they decide they want to be. So what I decided, she decided she wanted a hard on for me, which is okay. Right. But what I do appreciate, past all RHOA stuff, is her step up right now in the movement. Call it what you want to, call it what you don't want to. She's used her voice, her name, and her platform to do something for
which is a major
the
thing.
Community. It's a major thing. As a granddaughter of a pioneer of the civil rights movement, and as a mother of a little black girl who's going to have to grow up in this world, you know what I'm saying? I definitely, despite how I feel she handled or should mishandled or whatever, I definitely give her props for doing her thing.
Okay, here's the question that I would have to ask for. I did not screenshot this one, but so I'm sorry to my text group person that sent this, but they feel, the person who sent it, who I can't find their name right now, because I got so many questions from people who wanted to text
I like the setup.
Well, no, it's not a setup. The whole thing to them, they were wondering, like, they felt like, you know, you're having this argument or this animosity with Portia, and they felt like she got you your job with Dish Nation. That's what they were saying.
Ooh, so, I would love to speak on that.
Have people said that to you before?
Okay, people are confused. Portia ain't never got me a job in life. She definitely did not give me a job at Dish Nation. I do not work at Dish Nation. I know I'm talking to the person who asked the question.
Okay.
Portia's never got me a job, ever, in life. When I did Dish Nation, I was asked to fill in. I was initially asked to fill in for Gary, our beautiful Gary with a T, who was recently diagnosed with cancer, who was going to be out for a few weeks. So I did. After Gary's fill-in, Brett left for a couple of weeks, and I filled in for her. Then I started doing the Ricky Smiley morning show, which Portia has never been a cast member of and did not give me a job at. She has no pool in broadcasting or in TV. So I started working for the Ricky Smiley Morning Show. Now the confusion is, a lot of the cast members that work for the morning show also work on Dish.
Right.
So Gary with the T and the Brat also work on Dish with Portia.
Right.
Me, Ricky Smiley, Gary with the T, and Brat do the morning show.
Right.
So people think one has to do something with the other. Now, when I was asked by James DeBose, who now runs Fox, to come in and do maternity leave for Portia, it had nothing to do with Portia outside of her absence. They just asked me to come and fill in. She has no hiring nor firing capabilities. She waits for a pickup letter like everyone else. Portia never got me hired. Portia cannot get me fired. And Portia did not get me any job.
Got it. Okay. All right.
But she's great on Dish. She's great on Dish. I love her on Dish. She does a great job on Dish.
Yeah, she's awesome.
And I don't hate on her stuff. I just don't want y'all to be confused because I have an agent. His name is Nick Roses. Before him, I had an agent. And before him, I had an agent. Before him, I had an agent. And they gave me my jobs.
Gotcha.
The reason for my departure for Housewives this year, I felt like the timing made sense. So, the state of the world right now, the state of the Black community and what is needed from the influencers in the Black community needs to be epic, it needs to be bold, and it needs to be consistent. I have no editing rights, approval, production, nothing when it comes to Housewives. This would be the only show outside of America's Next Top Model that I have not had any of that kind of control.
Okay.
And so with this show being filmed and most likely airing in the midst of that pandemic, the racial pandemic, I have no guarantee that it is going to highlight and properly outline, underline, and emphasize our true struggle and what's going on. And I don't mean someone at a rally once in a while or what, you know what I'm saying, but really trying to find a level of equality when it comes to housing, education, medical care, police brutality, all of this for our kids. And it's hard for me to figure out how to balance being a mom of 3 children, 2 still being in diapers, doing my morning radio show, which I have an opportunity to talk to millions of people, unguarded, uncensored, as long as I don't cuss. So I literally come on here, I connect in, go to so you get my news, what's happening in the world, it's the 4th hour news. I do this thing called Eva's Corner. I do my lives from there. As you see, I have my CBD oil. Gonna take a little dabble in the moment. Yes. Little clarity and focus, a little anxiety, stress reliever.
So wait, this is my other question. If you are here, how are you on the radio without waking the kids up too early?
Super dad. Mike is literally super dad. So I'm on at 6. The first kid gets up at about 6:15. I just did the news. Mike gets the first kid, and they tiptoe downstairs. They eat breakfast.
At what time?
At about 6:15, 6:20.
So everybody's up super early.
Yeah, super early. I get Marley up about 7. I have a break right before Gary's tea. I run in there. I lay her clothes out. I smell her breath. Make sure she brushed her teeth right. You see, I have edge control and stuff over here in her little bobbers because I slick her edges down and do her hair literally while I'm on air.
It sounds like you have it like perfectly put together.
And then figure out how to do the housewife things, because for me, for housewife, it hasn't been a charitable, let's figure out how to be all cool. Housewives for me has always been watch the dagger from your homegirl over there, and you know what I'm saying? So how do I balance those two from sitting in meetings with Tamika Mallory, who I have been friends of and have worked with for 5 years? How do I go from there to fighting with Marlo about her ill-fitted wig? To me, they don't fit in the same boat. Now, I think other people can figure out how to balance that. Like my girl Cynthia, she's in the middle of getting married. She's in love. She's trying to figure that part out. She has her daughter who has this new life and all that. But for me, all I am is a voice for the people. And so if my voice is not going to be relayed properly on the show, I can't be on the show because I can't be knocking at the door talking about play that other part.
Okay, so this is a question. If they came back to you and were like, Eva, we really, really want you to come back. Like, we need you. We want you to come back. Would you even consider it?
Are they going to change the show?
The show doesn't change. The show is what it is. So you would never come back.
It's because of Candy. You gonna make me tear up, child. Because of you, because of Cynthia, you guys have been such a proper representation of black women consistently on TV. We don't have that. We look for the buffoonery. We look for the who gonna flip over the table, who gonna act crazy, who's gonna bring up somebody's slanderous, fucked up past. Like, that's what the show is for us. And the idea that you can sign up knowing that that's what it is and do it, like, there's only one you, it's only one Cynthia. I can't be Cynthia. I can only be me, and they won't let me be me. They want me to be her, and she's a crazy ass her, and I'm not gonna be her. And so it's one of those things. It's not about them wanting me, because I was never not asked to come back. No one ever said we don't want you. That that wasn't the case. But I can't change.
I'm saying when
the
they
show.
say came back, oh, we got to have.
But it's not gonna change the show, because when they go in there, we gonna steal your mama this, your husband sleazy that, and for me, like, I look at when I look on Instagram and I see the stuff that you're doing, when I see Todd in the street, that's young kings, young queens. I don't feel like we know that looking at it, but I don't feel like it is highlighted properly on the show. And there's not enough of you ranting, raving, or screaming I could do that's gonna change that.
Well, let me say this. I mean, we all be in the same boat with, like, none of us have no editing capabilities.
I know.
Show, okay? And with that being said, it's like, obviously, I myself have had a lot of moments that I ain't too happy with, of how I looked, or, you know, how I was portrayed, or any of those things. But overall, I feel like I'm here, so I always have another opportunity to continue to show myself
if
or
they
do
if
other
they
things.
let you do that though.
Right, but at the same time, it's like sometimes you have to just kind of force the things that you want and already be making your plans of what your story is, instead of like telling them, okay, we need you to come here, need you to come here, and be like, okay, well, guess what? This is what I have going on today.
Well, see, you know, Candy, I thought this, call me naive. But I thought I was gonna come and do this housewife things, and the camera was just gonna follow me do my regular life. Like, I didn't know I had to like plan a life for them to follow.
Well, it's
because
not
like
plan a life, but I mean, also, you were pregnant.
Okay, and that's another thing. And that's one thing I can say to all of the viewers, those that know me in real life or have followed me. I do feel slightly sad about the fact that the true viewers will not be able to see the me that you know, like the real Tina Turn Up, like the real moment. Because I was pregnant for 2 years straight. I was still breastfeeding. I was still trying to get my body right. I was still hormonal, trying to fight against postpartum, like all of that. Now, my jeans fit, I'm snatched, got my cocktail, and I'm ready to pop. But I feel like what the world needs from me will be served so much bigger than Housewives. And I think those that are still there, you, Kenya, Cynthia, Portia, even Nene, if she decides to come back, because at the end of the day, honey, Nene is hilarious. Marlo, with her being a Monty now, you know, with that group, I think that the world is going to change y'all this year for the show. I think it's going to show y'all this whole sisterhood that Marlo likes to say every year and then call you a bitch afterward. I don't think the bitch is going to come so quick after. I think like the sisterhood really is going to try to
Well, hopefully, because right now there is a lot of positivity in the community. And people are trying to be supportive. I mean, we just getting started though. So I'm like hoping that everything continues to be positive. So we shall see. But the other thing, you know, like we were just discussing before, now that you aren't a part of the show, I feel like our relationships are building even more. Clearly, you know, we talked about, you and I have talked more, I've seen each other more during this time off camera. And then you, and what I see is you and Kenya.
That's my baby.
Have really.
That's my baby.
Become
Kenya one of those, I would, cause
and y'all kids is like this, right?
Oh yeah, our kids, they're in love. They're in love. Mikey and Brooklyn are like two peas in the pod. They are the same age. They play so well together. Kenya is a very controlled environment, you know, especially with COVID. So Brookie being the only child, and it's just them two, she at home with her mama all day. So she comes over here like, thank God. hug me, somebody, anybody.
Friends.
And it's not because she doesn't get doted over, it's just that she don't see a lot of people. So it gives Kenya an opportunity to kind of just get out the house for a second. She knows she's in a very safe environment here, and then the kids get to play together. And Kenya, I got a very, very soft spot in my heart for Kenya.
Okay, so do you think that would have happened if y'all was still on the show together?
Yes, but Kenya's soft spot for me happened when I was pregnant, and all that she did for me that no one ever knew. Kenya and Cynthia both, but Kenya was like my baby mama. She called me every day. She checked on me. There's a bassinet in my guest room. Kenya bought me a bassinet, put it together, breached security at my old complex, brought it upstairs, delivered it to my house. Like, she had like an emergency plan that if I went into labor, if I needed her, what to do, when to call her, how to go. She was so on point about taking care of me, and it had nothing to do with how she looked on the show. Because on the show, me and her didn't get along.
Right, exactly.
On the show, me and her still weren't all the way resolved. But her consideration for the fact that I was a pregnant woman in preterm labor, she was like on it. And that's where my love for her really started. I was like, she good people.
I think it's dope that you guys have become cool. A lot of people don't understand Kenya, obviously, but I feel like you get to know her outside of all of this.
She's so goofy and wants to have fun and just be loved and don't and don't step too far. Oh, don't fall. You know, she just wants to. She's so lovable. But being a black woman in America, you are required to be Teflon. You are required to be tough. So sometimes people only see that part of you. And that's what I was saying about Housewives. It's one of those shows where it's so beautiful because you get to see all these dynamic black women, but sometimes you don't get to see the other side of their dynamics. You know what I'm saying? Like, we see your high-pitched voice when you cry. We see that part, but then there are the other parts. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's the part of Kenya I feel like Housewives has not given her proper justice, because Kenya is a full sweetheart. She really is.
Do you have anything coming up?
So we definitely have some stuff brewing in our witches pot. Because of the corona, some things we can't announce yet because production times have been set. But we do have a couple of big announcements coming soon. And I promise you, I will come and speak on it with you first. Yay! That I can promise. Look, you know there's some stuff coming down the pipeline. Yeah. But we have some people in common. So Candy, know.
We'll be the first.
Yeah, I come let y'all know what's popular.
Oh, okay. I knew what I wanted to ask you because there was a few people that asked it. At first, I wasn't really going to ask you a lot of housewife questions, but then you had started saying them, so that's why I asked you. But a lot of people asking, like, what's up with you and Nene now? Like, are y'all cool or are y'all not cool? Have y'all communicated at all?
We have not communicated. I don't wish her any ill will. I wish the best for her and for her husband, and for her kids, especially right now. I guess it's so hard because if the pandemic didn't happen, like if we weren't going through all of this, I most likely would be like, fuck that bitch. Right?
Yeah.
Right. But because of all that's going on, it's so hard to be upset over trivial shit, right? Because this is still, remember, the same woman that I asked to say a toast at my wedding. This is the same woman that I called and asked, what order do I put my wedding ring on?
But what Nene says, which is very, very true, is she says don't go to sleep apart from each other, especially if you're mad. Stay in the bed, stay together, because the frustration will dwindle.
You know what I'm saying? So despite, you know, the infractions and things that have happened in our friendship that brought us to a negative place, there is still somewhere in my heart that I have a great respect for her. And because of all of the drama, it's hard to harp on all the bullshit. So, no, we have not spoken, and we're not on a regular day-to-day situation. But I will send somebody to her spot to go pick up some clothes. They need a cute outfit. I would definitely tell them to go run to swag or tags and come pick something up. Or I know she has. I heard some new projects she has coming up. I wish her well on that. I think she's hilarious on stage. And I wish Nene well. You know what I mean? I have a quote. It's not my quote. I stole it from someone. It says something to the effect of, just because we are not friends don't mean I don't want to see you eat. You just can't eat at my table. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't sit at the Sterling's dining room, little baby couch to couch, box to box table. But sit at your nice grand table, and I want y'all to have lobster, steak, and everything your heart desires. You know what I'm saying? I don't wish her no ill will.
Okay. All right. Well, is there anything else that you would love for the people to know, or anything that you got going on? The CBD company.
Oh, well, my CBD line. Listen, it's a lot of craziness going on. If you have sleep issues, pain issues, stress, anxiety, get you your CBD, Harmony, Bliss, or Radiance CBD. Go to thinkcbd.com and spread love. It's a lot of craziness out there. What I can say is one thing I want to say about activism. Everybody trying to figure out like how to do their part, right?
Yeah.
Now everybody ain't candy, okay? We ain't got no candy factory. We don't got candy colored nights. Everybody ain't got a tie. We don't all have that, but we all have what we have, as small or as big as what that might be. If it's a small Instagram, if it's a school you work at, if it's your neighborhood, spread love. Spread love. If you write in chalk on your ground, if you slip notes to your coworkers that might be different colors, figure out your activism in your way. It does not have to be as big as Tamika Mallory, because there's only one Tamika Mallory. But then again, there's only one you. So figure out what you can do to do your part. That's all I got to say.
Well, all right. Thank you.
Love you, Candy Yams. And I know you don't wear stuff twice, so you can come up off that shirt.
Oh, nah, I'm gonna rock those.
Think about a couple more times.
Maybe a couple more times.
Couple more times.
No, I really appreciate you allowing us to do this. The last time we did Speak On
Yes.
It, people loved Eva Speak On It.
We had a good time.
Yes, we did.
Who was I mad at then? Yeah, I remember. I don't remember, but I remember a little bit.
Yeah, well, the fans remember.
What did she do? What did she do again?
And listen, the first thing Eva said to me when I asked her about coming to do the Speak On It, she was like, okay, I don't want to be messy now.
We're not going to be messy. We'll keep it all positive.
Look, I'm not going to be trying to, I'm not being messy.
Because this is the thing. The specific issues on the show that we talk through, that's one thing, right? And bringing some levity to that. But I don't feel like right now is a time to help bash each other. From the Will and Jada situation with August to like all the stuff that's out there in the media with Nick Cannon. However we can figure out how to help support each other, that's what we got to do right now, because it's crazy as hell. And it's like they trying to take us out one by one. So if we don't figure out how to grab, even if I don't like you right now, girl, hold my hand, let's say this prayer. You know what I'm saying? Because we need to join. It's that energy. Yeah. And I think the ladies of Real Housewives of Atlanta, with that leadership and showing that, you and Portia being able to get past y'all's past issues, Nene and Portia being able to get past, a lot of people got issues with Portia, it seems like, all those past issues,
especially your ass,
Marlo and Kenya being able to get to a good place. I think that kind of shows the world that, like, you know, I mean, look, I'm not gonna invite her over for Thanksgiving dinner, but if I was asked to do something on a panel with her, I would not speak.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We spoke on it.
Oh, this is what the question was. Okay, this is my question.
What's the question?
Okay, so clearly, to me, I feel like you and Portia's things are kind of like unresolved. Y'all still haven't really talked it through.
I think it sucks.
No. But this is the question.
Okay.
You guys kind of work with the same people.
Yes.
And right now, we are in quarantine. But were you in quarantine right after the reunion, or did you guys have to see each other still? Were y'all still in the same building?
Has moved. They are no longer in the same studio as us.
So you guys never had to cross
They don't even share elevators.
Got it. Because I was wondering, how was that working?
But let me be clear.
Used to work in the same building.
The fact that Portia and I won't hang out on the weekends together with our dudes and be friends, that's the reality, right? But that does not change my ability to root for her. If I was at an award show and she was getting an award, I would still stand up and clap. You know what I'm saying? When I see her doing well, I saw some posts about her in Louisville, Kentucky this past week. I made sure that I commented positively, you know, because I'm always going to root for her. I want her to do well. I just ain't going to risk my friendship again, because shit, I don't know if we're friends or not. And that's a weird place to wake up at.
Okay.
To not know like what's what and I got 3 kids and a whole husband. I ain't worried about that.
Got it. Okay.
So I wish her well. I wish her well, and I'm very excited about the work she's doing now, especially in the city with a whole street named after her grandfather.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
That part I think is totally awesome at the end of the day because her grandfather was the leader.
Exactly.
A leader in
so
the
I
civil
think
rights
that's
movement.
what kind of is going to make a lot of water under the bridge. Even for other issues that are maybe unresolved a little bit, life is too short. If the issue really ain't that big, if it really don't, you know what I'm saying? You kind of let it go.
Of course. Overall, that's the whole. I think everybody is trying to be on a better page with each other and trying to move forward. So yeah, I think.
In the words of Gary Child, we gotta solicit the prayer warriors.
Solicit the
prayer warriors, honey. Let's do a lot of prayers.
You heard what she said. Follow Eva on social media.
Yes.
Eva Marcille.
Yes.
And
Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, Eva Marcille, and follow my CBD line. Get you some CBD. It'll change your life. I had a guy tell me the other day that his wife is so much more pleasant ever since she's been taking my CBD. I swear to God. It was so random. It was at Topgolf, and this guy was like, she's been taking it for 2 weeks. She's so much more pleasant. Oh my God, thank you so much. I was like, get some more, so I'm selling. So, girls, get yours, guys. Get some for your ladies, because, it might calm her down.
all right, so make sure you like, comment, subscribe to my channel, okay? And share this video with all your friends and everybody you know. And until next time, thanks for watching. Speak on it.
Speak on it.
I had already heard.
I can turn a shade tree into a money tree.